yeah, baby.
Hey everybody. Hey Jim. It's the day before Halloween. So there's crazy windstorm happening around Southern California. I guess it's all over the West Coast or most of California. So the wind gusts are up to 80 miles per hour, they say. If you hear any crazy rumbling during this, that's what it is. There's fires all over the place. They keep popping up here and there. This morning, Simi Valley caught on fire near the Ronald Reagan Library. And then a couple hours ago, another fire started over by Hidden Hills. And if anything gets close by again, then maybe I'll go out and get some video of it for you. Meanwhile, we're going to do something else today. Being as it's the day before Halloween, we're going to carve some pumpkins. Did post a video a couple days ago about fake spider web and how to make a little gun like this to spray the fake spider webs. And I said the stuff was easy to remove. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's easy to remove if you do it right. And what I did here was not necessarily right. It will come off very easily if, as you're blowing the strand, you let it get airborne for a couple seconds before it lands, and that will allow the glue to cool off. If it lands while it's still molten, it's going to stick to whatever it lands on. So you have to make sure you're standing back far enough to allow it to cool off a little bit. And especially if you're getting them really, really thin, they'll cool off fairly quickly. And then it just comes right off. But if you're standing too close and you're hitting it with the strands and they're still hot, then you're not going to come off very easy. But here they're coming off okay. Anyway, on with the pumpkins. This is our highly organized table of goodies for our project. I think we're going to start on one of these little guys. You can get them at the floral part of the grocery store. I don't really know what they are like inside, but I thought it might be kind of cool to have, I'll get a little saucer for my tea light, but then have this carved out here so it can just set over the tea light and then make it look like a little mini jack-o'-lantern. At least that's my idea. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole here that's a little bit bigger than my tea light. I put the tea light on there and used my little kid-friendly pen to mark a circle. I use these kid-friendly pens because they stay on pretty good. They don't come off like a dry erase pen would. But if you really want to take it off, I have this bottle filled with water plus a tiny bit of soap, and if I wet a paper towel and wipe it, it comes right off. So anyway, now I'm going to try and cut this circle. I think I'm going to try one of these little saws and see how that goes. It's going along pretty good. And just taking my time. And I'm staying just outside of the mark that I made. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty much what I expected it to look like. Okay. I'll have to go and get a smaller spoon than I have here to clean out the inside of this. But then we'll have a cool little pumpkin to carve. Let me go get a spoon. And now we dig out the brains. Be sure to get all of the slimy stuff out. If you leave the slimy stuff inside of it, I found it tends to make them start to get moldy and rot quicker. So you clean them out and remove that stuff and they last a little bit longer. I've got all the brains out, and I know it sits right over a tea light, so that's handy. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a couple of small holes in the top here that will act, I'll probably do even like maybe 4 of them around here, that will act as our chimneys. And then I'll think about what kind of face we want to try out here and where the face is going to go. But I'm just going to I'll probably use a drill and drill a few holes around the top here for our chimneys. Okay, we have our chimneys, and I also turned it over and back drilled and kind of countersunk from this side to clean out the holes a little bit better so the airflow would be a little bit nicer. So now we have to figure out a face for this guy, and we can put it anywhere on him. So I'm just turning him in my hands. That side's kind of messed up, so this side looks pretty good. Maybe like right around here. That looks pretty good. And I think I'm just going to do something completely traditional for this first guy. Something like that. So I'm going to, again, use these little kid-sized saws to cut this out. And then I'll probably back cut them a little bit to countersink them from the inside to make sure that they're open a hair so you can see the light through them a little bit easier. Decided it's going to help a lot if the skin is a lot thinner where the face is. So I'm taking the spoon and scraping away behind the face here a little bit while I'm supporting it so I don't break it. Well, let's see how it works. It works pretty good. I know it's not as dark as it could be in here. There, I turned off more lights. That's more like it. It's got one little dumb tea light in it, and it glows all the way around. You can see the tea light from behind. It just glows orange. It's really pretty. And the smell already, and I know the top's going to burn through, of course. Yeah, it's going to char, but right now, it's already made this whole garage smell so good, and I've only had it lit for probably 3 minutes. So it's neat. You can probably tell I like it. Yeah, look at that. It glows all the way around. Okay, I have a couple more of these guys. Well, there, now we have happy jack-o'-lantern and not so happy. These guys are really neat. I like these little guys. I don't know why I've never done this before, but I've got them sitting on a sushi tray. Next, I think I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to try and turn him into something that looks like the one in the very beginning of Halloween, the movie, the very first movie. Yo, okay, I'm seeing something kind of like this. I'm going to do this one pretty much the same way as the little miniature guys. I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to cut out the bottom, but I'm not going to make it where it's the little tiny hole. I'm going to actually cut out a chunk of the bottom. I'll show you. But then this, I think, is kind of a okay idea for our Halloween-inspired. This cat won't leave me alone. Once the bottom's cut out, I will put a few chimney holes up here, just like these little guys. And then we'll cut out this hack job face. That worked pretty good. Let me put them on this candle. Well, that's kind of what I was after. All right. I got my three little monsters. I got my original Halloween pumpkin. I got my, not quite sure what that is, gourd. I got my Starry Night. I got my surprise. There's a gourd on my head. I haven't really done this guy. I'm not sure what that is. And this one. I'm thinking this one here. This one needs to look like an anglerfish. So this is probably the one I'm going to do next. Anglerfish. Yeah. Well, I did my anglerfish. Doesn't really look that much like an anglerfish, but it's still kind of fun. I think maybe if I take this light, I could extend the wire and hang it up here. That might help the anglerfish angle. I don't know. We'll have to see. I like all the rest of them. Didn't really do much with that guy. But that's it. Carve some pumpkins. Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Hey, Jim.